All right, you know how it goes. Out with the old, in with the new. 2024 is fast approaching. And many of us this time of year kind of reassess our lives, our possessions, what stays, what goes, what's on course, what needs a little tweaking. Here to help us think about this in terms of our financial plan, we have Corey Sickles of Safe Harbor Retirement back with some advice. Good to see you as always, Corey.
Good to see you, Robin.
All right, so you want to start out kind of explaining to people about a financial plan. And this seems very basic, but what does a financial plan entail? Because I think most of us don't have maybe the full picture of what it is.
Yeah, I think that when you look at it, the basics of it, it's kind of show you today where you are. And it's kind of a roadmap to show you where you're going to be when you want to retire, right? And part of that plan, is going to end up having, Social Security, pension, your retirement savings. But at the end of the day, the reason why most people need to have a financial plan is you want to be in a position that says, can I retire? And am I going to be able to retire and not run out of money?
Okay, and there is a lot involved, so it might seem overwhelming for folks. So maybe if we tell them, where do you start with this, right? What is the first step to take, and what are you going to be looking at?
Yeah, so when you do come in and meet with us, the first thing we would kind of want to know is your budget. How much are you spending per month? How much do you have to spend per month? How much are you saving? Do you have any type of debt? So we're really going to try to, find out what the basics are of kind of where you are and where all your money's going. Okay. Because at the end of the day, what you want to try to be able to do is build that retirement nest egg so we can try to help you in order to be able to do that.
Okay, where do investments come into play in this big picture, Corey?
Yeah, the end of the year is a great time to start looking at your investment portfolio, right? Because really what you want to be able to do is you want to look at, what's your risk level. And, one of the things you can do is go to our website and find out what your score is. And, we'd be able to help you to show that, are you invested within your risk tolerance, right?
Okay.
One thing I will say this, the market's actually been good this year. It's up about 20%. You naturally have gotten more risky within your portfolio because your stocks have went up. So this is a great time to reassess that to make sure that you're actually allocated the way that you should be.
When is it that you loop in? There's a big part of this is tax planning. When do you really loop that in, that element? When do you take a serious look at it? Because a lot of people don't when they're in their 30s and 40s kind of working, right?
That's exactly right. I think what a lot of people think of tax time, they really don't look at it until February and March, and then next thing you know, you file your taxes in April. But really what you should be looking at is am I setting myself in a position up later on in life to be able to have tax-free money? So one of the things that we try to do, and the earlier the better, I think that you actually would start looking at this, is to make sure that you're not just investing everything into a 401k or a 403b, because all that means is you're going to be taxed on that the rest of your life. The U.S. government loves that, because they know that when you start taking money out and you retire, you're still paying taxes.
Right.
So we try to work with you to be able to be in a position where you don't have to pay taxes the rest of your life.
Yeah, many people too look at like tax filing, like you said, that we do every year, and don't realize that planning is a whole different ballpark, right? I mean, this is a whole different issue.
It is,
okay.
And that's why I think it's so important to work with an advisor, because we can provide guidance in order to what can I do today to set myself up better for tomorrow.
The biggest portion of this is probably income planning, right? Figuring out where your money's coming from. What kind of, different areas do you look at for that? And what do people need to know about when planning for income when they're not working?
Right. So income planning is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Hopefully the easiest part's saving. Right? So you're building that nest egg up. But, when you actually start when you retire, the paycheck stops, right? So it might be Social Security, very few pensions, for, going forward. So it's kind of like, what did I save in order to, generate my income in retirement?
Yeah.
And of course, one of the things you really have to think about is inflation too, right? I think everyone's experienced the last 2 years, things cost a lot more. But, just because you retire and you're making $50,000 today, you need to make $75,000 15 years from now to have the same spending power.
Wow.
And that's where I think a lot of people can run into an issue, and that's you run out of money because you didn't actually see that. That's where an advisor can help you.
And I know that one of the big things that you often push, Corey, of course, is rather than saying, pushing it off, someone else will take care of it, it'll happen, is educating your clients on what's going on. And they can get that in their very first meeting with you, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, one of the things we really try to do is educate our clients. You need to be able to, before you make financial decisions or any type of decision, you need to kind of have something that you can look at in order to make that decision, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that we really try to do is, we provide material or, Social Security maximization. There's all kinds of reports that we can try to provide you so you can actually take it home, review it, and then you're going to be educated before you make any type of financial decision, which is really what we try to do. And then it's ongoing.
Right.
As we meet with you on an annual basis, we're trying to educate you on different products or different things that, different solutions that might be out there for you.
Okay, and that all starts with a complimentary meeting with Corey. SafeHarborOH.com. He's got a couple of locations, so you can go on the website, give him a call, and set that up today. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Robin.